Hello, guys.
Hello, guys.
Good to be back. It's been a few days. Missed you guys. Hope you're all well, recovering from the lockdown. Hope you haven't passed out from wearing those masks all the time everywhere you go. I've been reading stuff about that and how it's actually very unhealthy to wear a mask all the time, especially outside. And I still see people wearing masks outside and at the beach and places. And you got to get that fresh air. You can get really sick from wearing masks. So that's one of the terrible things that's been exposed during this pandemic. Another thing that's really worse is the elderly care here. And we want to talk about that versus the elderly care in other countries, but we're just going to focus on the Philippines today, since that's what we know about firsthand. So we'll talk from firsthand what we know and share that with you guys. And if any of you guys are thinking of retiring over in the Philippines, this is definitely, I would say, it's a plus to retire over the Philippines if you're interested in long-term elderly care. So what do you have to say? Do you had something you want to read about that, right?
Yeah. The Philippines is home to about 7 million senior citizens, and the numbers are increasing every year according to Article 15, Section 4 of the Philippine Constitution. The family has the duty to care for its elderly members, although the state may also do so through just programs of social security. The traditional close family ties of Filipinos is exhibited through the usual setup in a household where the elderly live with their children and rely on them for financial support. It is important to educate yourself on the basics of senior care so you can prevent unnecessary panic in your home. Senior care in the Philippines. There are now a number of nursing homes in the country that's run by both the private and the public sector, but it is still somewhat considered taboo for many Filipinos to confine your loved ones in care facility. So mostly in the Philippines, really, the rich people only can afford to put their loved ones in the senior care, but mostly is the family are the one taking care of the elderly, like grandma, grandpa, or the father and the mother. The family are the one taking care of them. They don't really put in the senior care.
Yeah, it's kind of considered kind of a shameful thing to do that.
Yeah.
Taboo.
Taboo.
Yeah. And so the elderly person lives in the family and is taken care of by different members of the family. They take turns, from what I read. They take turns from helping the elderly person.
Yeah.
1 week, and especially if you're in the village. That's where they say it takes a village to raise a family. That expression didn't come from Hillary Clinton. That came from a book written a long time ago, and it's true. But it's interesting that the village takes care of its own. That's one way they take care of the elderly people.
Yeah, I experienced before. My mom's mom's. How to say? My mom's mom's. She is very old and.
Oh, your mom's grandma.
Yeah, my mom's grandma.
Right.
She's in the house, and then the kids are turning every week, like who's gonna taking care this week and next week, and changing her diaper, feeding her, giving her shower, everything until she die. So it happens over there a lot. The family are the one taking care of the loved ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's definitely a benefit. If you're a retired, let's say retired guy, and you marry a Filipina, there's a good chance that you will get taken care of by the family when you're older, as long as they like you. As long as you get along and you can help out. That's nice if you can help out. The crazy thing here in the United States is you work your whole life and save all this money and try to save money, and then when you get older and you retire, and then you can't take care of yourself so well anymore, and if you're single, then you take all that life savings and you basically turn it over to nursing care people or rest homes, and they basically squander your life savings, and that's what you get to do. You get to live your final days with basically strangers, and then some are good and some are bad, but we're finding that a lot of them are very bad, and especially now during the coronavirus, we found that they were like petri dishes for the coronavirus because they're all clustered together with other elderly people, and sometimes hundreds in these nursing homes and long-term rest homes. And so they were not very well taken care of. In fact, they're neglected. And then that led on to other stories about people actually being beaten, elderly people being totally abused and beaten by staff members or other people.
I saw that in a video.
Yeah, I saw that in a video recently, and it's not the only one. There's a lot of reports of abuse. So it gets into a whole crazy world of living in these, planning your life where you had a lot of dignity and respect during your working years, and when the elderly person was the parent, and they were raising their kids and they worked their butts off, and then you die with no dignity in these nursing homes, and it's not a good thing. There are other choices out there, and America has become everything's expendable here, like a throwaway culture. You see it with the elderly, and you see it with the unborn, where the abortion rate is through the roof here in the United States. Every minute there's 2.8 abortions, I read, here in the United States. So the unborn don't have much of a chance. They're lucky they have only a 40% chance of being born when a woman gets pregnant. That's scary. You wouldn't want to be taking your chances if you're going to be born here in the United States. If God decides you're going to have a mother here, you got a tough time. Your odds aren't too good. And then worldwide, there's 40 to 50 million abortions per year worldwide, and that equates to over 1 abortion per second in the world. So it's a scary place to be. So you want to find a place with a good culture, a godly culture, a family culture. Really helps.
Oh, yeah.
And I would say there's a lot of reasons not to retire here in the United States, and that's definitely one of them. You know, if you're, that's definitely it for the long term. But here, people, don't always have the option to go overseas or go to another country. Other countries are better, I've read. There's a lot to study about that, but I think it's worth looking into, because I think it's risky to be in that situation. We don't have a choice, and you have to do it here, retire here.
Yeah, I was thinking all these retired guys that they are in the Philippines right now, that they have a young girlfriend or young wife. I think when you get really old, you have a better, what do you call that?
A better chance
to have
survival.
a better chance to have a good retirement, and somebody will taking care of you forever if you have a loved ones.
Yeah.
Or because they really taking care of you. Filipina woman, they really stick on you.
Right, and the family too.
Yeah, and the family also.
Yeah. And take that money that you'd be throwing away at the rest homes here in the United States, and they really price gouge the hell out of people that are retiring. Take that money and you could live much better in those golden years, as they say, and actually have some dignity when you die. And what's the custom when you die in the village? This is interesting for some of you guys that don't know. So you pass away, say they take you to the hospital, do report or whatever else, and then they give the body back to the family?
Yeah, they give the body back to the family.
Okay, and then what's the procedure at the family in the village?
And then if the family decided to keep the body for like 1 week, because they're waiting for some of the family to arrive to visit, and then there's a people visiting, and then after that they will decide to
bury?
Yeah.
But they leave the body in the village whenever they decide to. A week, is that normally customary?
Yes, it's like a week.
And is it open casket or whatever, closed?
Open casket.
Open casket, and the family makes dinner and they have a party.
Yeah, and somebody will play the games whole night, like a lot of people, and they're playing games.
In the same room as the body, right?
Yes, and the family owner, they're giving them snacks, like that.
See, we in America might think that's morbid, but I think there's a lot worse ways to go. I think that's interesting that they've chosen to do it that way.
Yeah.
So they make it a celebration, And they don't hide from death like in America. We hide from death. People don't want to see it. That's why they send their parents. I think children send their parents to nursing homes, or other reasons why. But they just don't want to see death. They don't want to see it. But in the villages and elsewhere like that around the Philippines, they actually know what it's like to see a dead body, you know, and they celebrate the life of the person. I think that's actually very healthy for our culture to understand death, you know, in its natural form, and not to be sanitizing everything and making like it doesn't exist.
There's a guy like messaging us before, that was like long time ago, like few months ago. Yeah, he said that he wants a Filipina girlfriend and he will marry her because he don't want to be in the senior care over here.
Oh, really? I forgot about that.
He wants to be in the Philippines. He will be enjoying and happy with his wife, and the wife is the one taking care of him. So that's what he said. He is looking for a girlfriend. So I think we replied to him that you need to go to the Philippines and find a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I hope he did.
Yeah, I hope so.
Hope it worked out for him.
I don't hear him after that.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a rough country to retire in. You know, I mean, just it's not pretty. You know, everything's expendable. You know, throwaway culture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
you know, that's the saddest thing to me is the way the parents are treated. You know, after they and the people that have their careers, that raise their families, and then they're just
yeah. The thing about
go
over
off to
here.
a nursing home, go away,
Yeah.
go to a nursing home, and it's a tough decision. I know it's not cavalier, but it's a tough decision when they make it. But they do decide, they choose the nursing home or the rest homes, and it is difficult. That's why it's difficult to care for people that have very severe conditions, and that's why I'm sure that there's even some in the Philippines that actually do send their loved ones to rest homes.
Yeah, the rich
You know,
people,
the
one
rich
that can
people
afford
that can
to pay.
afford it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they actually do. So, you know, we're not saying that you should never ever do it, but it's so common over here. It's like expected. You know,
Yeah, because the people over here, mostly the family are busy,
Mm-hmm.
and then they say only like, they don't even say once a month. In Philippines, they say every day family visiting.
Well, families are so busy here, they don't even have time to
Busy.
raise their children
Yeah.
properly, and they don't have time to homeschool, and that's really sad that they can't do that themselves. But they're all both working because this is a working culture. I mean, working money, materialistic, very materialistic. So they have to have.
Yeah, that's what I
And
noticed over
the
here.
kids get neglected. You know, they get their iPads and then they're raised on their iPad. You know,
Yeah.
and that's not healthy either. So I thought it'd be kind of good to just share what we've observed, and especially what's been happening here with this coronavirus.
Yeah, because I saw that 20 years old beating that 75 years old. That's not nice, for God's sake. Where is the family?
Yeah, and then the thing is, when you're in a nursing home or the rest home, they treat you like a prisoner sometimes, and they regulate the amount of visits you can have per week, and they you don't know if they're really taking care of your loved one, if they're they're convalescing, are they turning him in bed and taking care of him, giving them their baths, feeding them right, what's going on at night when no one's around. We've heard stories from people that worked in nursing home. One particular person, friend of ours actually, and a lot can be done at night when no one's looking, no one's around. So how safe are they? I don't know. I don't think they're very safe.
I won't trust anything in a nursing home.
Yeah, I don't trust that, and I don't trust public schools. To
If
begin
it's
with
not
here
your
in
family,
the United States.
if it's not your family, you cannot trust. It's really hard to trust different people.
Right, it's better for the
Stranger.
family to do it if at all possible. But we do know there's exceptions. But in general, the culture here is definitely, I mean, people, they plan for their rest home. When they're in their 30s, 40s, they even buy insurance for retirement in rest homes because they figure that's where they're going to end up being. So, and that's the way it is here. Good, bad, or whatever, but that's the way it is. So you have a choice. You know,
Yeah.
we all have choices to make. So How do you want to spend your golden years?
Do you want to be in the senior care?
I'm not going to be in the senior care. No way. No way.
I'm just kidding.
No, I'd rather die in the village, and they can prop me up for a week and look at me and sing songs and
Oh my
throw
God.
rice in my face. I don't care.
What, throw rice?
I don't know. Throw something.
Feed you some rice?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. We cannot
Sick.
go back to Philippines right now yet.
No,
We
we're
would
stuck
love
here.
to, but we're stuck here because of the quarantine going on. And I heard about it that when the foreigners arrive over there, you're gonna do the COVID-19 testing,
Hmm.
and you have to pay, I think, $70, and then you have to go to the hotel. It's your choice, and it's your expenses for 3 to 5 days for to wait the result. And then if it turns positive, government car will pick you up and bring you to the quarantine home
For 2 weeks, huh?
until you heal,
Uh-huh.
you know.
And
And if you turn negative, they will let you go and you can go to your destination.
but then when you arrive at your destination, if it's another island or
Yeah.
province, then
Yeah.
they what? They make you quarantine
You
and
have
test
to do
again.
quarantine again and test, I guess. I don't know, but it's really complicated, especially you have kids right now. I don't think so. It's not easy.
No?
So we have to wait until everything will be back to normal, I guess. Yeah.
Well, we've heard that they're expecting it to be like this through to January 2021. So we may not be going anywhere until then.
So we might just keep going to the beach over here.
No, we just deal with this here. You know, enjoy it the best we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's. I guess it could be worse, but still, I would rather be over there right now.
In Philippines?
Yeah, I'd rather be over there.
You cannot go outside.
Well, not now, but when it's better.
When it's better,
Not
yes,
now,
of course.
It's horrible now.
Yeah, when it gets back to normal, we're gonna go back because, of course, the life over there is better than over here.
All right.
Because everything is so expensive over here, and over there is so easy life. But right now, it's not easy life right now. So that's all I can say.
Well, it's a choice. You know, people are happy here too. They just like this whole thing,
Yeah.
and I'd like to go. I'd even like to go to Costa Rica or somewhere. I wonder if they're under quarantine.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, see.
Yeah.
I guess no one's going anywhere for a while, guys, especially us. So I have itchy feet.
I got itchy feet, but we can go to somewhere else.
Yeah.
Maybe take a cruise.
Oh, we're gonna go to Honeymoon Beach over here, and we'll show you guys that beach.
Oh yeah,
Honeymoon Beach. It's in Clearwater somewhere. I guess maybe 10,
clear
50
water.
Yeah,
4 miles away from us. It says
15 miles.
15 miles.
Yeah, something like that.
Somebody 4 miles is
Yeah.
crazy.
So, if any of you guys in resting homes, hope you're well. Be safe over there. And that just reminded me, when you fly to the Philippines on the airlines now, they want you to wear a mask the whole way. Can you imagine wearing a mask for 18, 16 hours, whatever?
Oh, Bryson's not gonna do that because I tried to put mask on him over here. He take it out and throw it away. He don't like it.
Good boy, Bryson. So I feel about it too.
Yeah, so we don't think so.
Enough of the masks already.
Yeah.
Get over it. There's no coronavirus here. We're not worried about it. So be free, you know, be healthy. So let's go. I got things to do.
Oh, I'm gonna make some pig pie bread. Filipino pig pie bread. Everybody knows it.
Okay.
All right.
Guys, have fun out there and don't get stressed out over this crazy stuff.
Stay
Okay?
healthy.
It's not worth it. Yeah, stay healthy. You'll be healthy. Just don't do anything they tell you. Just do the opposite. You'll be healthy. Don't worry. Okay, don't listen to me. Listen to the doctors. See you guys.
Bye.